So a quick look across the top of the platform. We've got our home page with notifications, everything that's going on across the top of the platform. In progress, those jobs that are in progress, both in terms of the whole family group. So if you're selling jobs across the family group, you can see everything that's happening. Now when jobs are done, you can mark them off as done, and then the Stripe payments will trigger if that's how you've set the job up. You've got your CRM here where you're going to have your client list. So you've got your client lists, you've got your client groups, you've got your contacts. I won't go in there because there's emails in there, but you get the sense of what's happening here. And you'll get a better feel for this if you watch the other videos. You can also import your clients from Logit, so there's an import process. And this is also visible through the accounting app connection set. So clients are connected through to either QuickBooks or Xero, and you can boot the system with file imports from Logit. We'll replace this with an API in due course, so that it'll be dynamic straight through the internet. We've got our briefings over here, so anything that we're sending out to clients, asking them to finish in terms of providing information for us. Contracts, so contracts that get sent out and completed or just viewed, so you've got ways to filter this as well. Those services that you put into your contracts, these are templates essentially, and I'll show you those in a separate video, how you can put them together. The financials, so everything that's happening across the platform in terms of both upcoming invoices that have been triggered recently, both with respect to direct debit. If a direct debit fails for whatever reason, then obviously you have to reach out to the client, collect that in a manual fashion. And then those transactions that you selected not to process through Stripe, those will be manual. And then everything that gets paid through the direct debit solution, which in this case is Stripe. Partners, that's a future project for us to work on, not relevant at the moment. And support, you head over to our support center, we can learn more about the product. You've got your settings in here. So in here you've got defaults around whether you register for GST or not, and whether you want to pass on the Stripe fees. So generally I don't pass on Stripe fees. You've got your payment gateway, in this case it's Stripe and it's connected. You'll have the opportunity to connect Stripe on the way through when you sign up. You're either going to use QuickBooks or Xero. You'll notice that I'm connected to QuickBooks here. Currently we've got a Xero limit because we're still in beta and we've only got 25 connections in there. So don't sign up with Xero just yet. Wait for us to go into the Xero App Store. Mail server, you're going to want to connect your mail system so that you can send emails direct from your email address. What do you want to get notified for? You won't need security at this stage because you're signing in with either QuickBooks or Xero as your login. And then all your templates here. So you've got templates for the pre-services. I've already loaded my services, so I've loaded them through, and you'll have the opportunity, if you miss loading services during setup, you can always come to the pre-services and load them from here. You're just essentially getting my services. Scopes, you'll notice that we've got a number of scopes here, because consider something like a tax return scope. Instead of having the scope associated with every single service, what we're essentially doing is allowing you to connect that scope to every service that's related to a tax return. So this is a tax return service, it's got a tax return scope. If you like, you can also connect through to the actual revenue line in your accounting software. So if you want to track certain services through certain revenue lines, you can. And that's all done through that template that we've got over here. Engagement letters, we give you 3 engagement letters to get started. Obviously you want to make some modifications to these for yourself. So for instance, just the individual tax return, we've got terms, the entity covered, the service rendered, the period. Noting here that it's picking up whatever scope is associated with those tax returns that you've introduced into the proposal that ends up as a contract. Engagement letters, as I said, emails, you've got templates here for your different emails. There's really only three things you're going to be doing. You're going to be sending out general proposals. So this is a proposal email. And then you've got information request for when you're using your briefings. And finally, you've got onboarding. So use that onboarding email for when you're asking clients to onboard. This is currently not auto-filling, but we'll get that resolved in due course. So that's pretty much the system in a nutshell.